A small studio in England just spent years building a fantasy RPG entirely by hand. No generative AI, not in the art, not in the writing, not in a single line of voice acting. In a year where that's become a genuine talking point, Forsaken Realms' Vahrins call is making it the headline. So what is it? You're a mercenary arriving in the Vale of Vahrin, a war-torn region on the edge of collapse. The backstory goes like this. A swarm called the Krayak overran the great city of Vahrin. The Free Cities rallied their armies and marched to help. They won, and then something far worse crawled up out of the depths behind it. The armies were shattered, the Free Cities fled home, and Vahrin was left to rot. That's where you walk in, not as a chosen hero, but as someone looking for their next contract. The comparison people keep reaching for is Fable, and it fits. Bright, characterful high fantasy with a real sense of humour built around a nobody who slowly becomes a name. With the new Fable not arriving until 2027, there's an obvious gap here, and Titan Rock is walking straight into it. The system that stands out most is progression, because there are no classes. None. You're not picking warrior or mage at the start and living with it for 40 hours. You mix melee, magic, and alchemy however you want, and your build is whatever combination you actually use. On top of that, you're customizing armor, weapons, spells, potions, even traps. It's an approach that lives or dies on balance, but when classless systems work, they're the most replayable kind of RPG there is. The world is handcrafted and interconnected, stuffed with puzzles, secrets, and side challenges. There's full English voice acting, full controller support, and a deep character creator. And this is worth knowing before you buy. The game carries a mature rating, strong language throughout, and the story touches on heavy subjects including addiction, murder, and suicide. This is not light-hearted fantasy, despite the Fable comparison. Now, the things you should weigh carefully. This is Titan Rock's very first game. There's no back catalogue to judge them by, no track record to fall back on. You're betting on a debut. They self-funded the whole thing, which is admirable, but it also means no publisher safety net if the launch needs patching. It's PC only right now, with console versions vaguely promised for later, and it sits at just over 100,000 wishlists. Solid for an indie, but modest next to the giants launching this same month, which means a smaller community around it at launch. Here's the honest read. The no AI stance is a real differentiator, and right now, a lot of players genuinely care about that. But it's a promise about how the game was made, not proof that it's fun. What'll actually decide this is whether the classless combat feels good hour after hour, and whether a debut studio can land a world this ambitious on the first try. If you're craving something to fill the wait for Fable, and the idea of building your own hybrid mercenary appeals to you, this is one to watch closely on the 27th. Just go in knowing it's a first game from a team that's never shipped one, with everything exciting and risky that implies. Hit subscribe if you want more of these.